Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on bettor. It's another very beautiful Wednesday morning, and we are back with our predictions right on this very channel. As usual, we bring you games that are happening across the globe, that are well looked into, and today is March day 8 in the UEFA Champions League, and it is the Champions League matches that actually dominate our predictions today, and looking at the matches in a short while. And also making valid based on the recent statistics and how these teams have fared in recent games. Okay, and yesterday we had not so wonderful day, seeing that we had three predictions that are actually correct out of 6 games that we actually predicted yesterday. We saw some of these English teams are actually quite disappointing, during their matches, and even after winning 8 games out of 10, they actually drew that very one race day. So disappointment was just unbelievable. But we hope to do very well today, and we put that behind us, and we hopefully in the UEFA Champions League we'll be able to do so very well today. And that's why we'll be looking at the matches, and want to ask the first coming across a video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button right now so that you will not be missing out on our games that will come up on this very channel on a daily basis. Okay. And without further ado, head to the business of today, and we'll start with the first match. It is the UEFA Champions League match. We'll have Salzburg who will be coming up against Atletico Madrid. Okay, a quick look at the recent games for both sides. We see that Salzburg have managed just 1 win and 1 draw in the last 6 matches, and they've also had 4 losses. While Atletico Madrid have won 4 games in the last 6 games, they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And looking at how this team's fared on home and away basis, playing from home, Salzburg haven't done so very well because they've only been able to manage 4 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 4 games. Their last home game was against Bayern Munich, where they lost by 6-0 in the last Champions League match. And looking at Atletico Madrid on the other hand, the last 10 away games have seen them winning 9 out of those, losing just 1. That was the last league match where they played out against a 1-0 loss to Leganés on that occasion. So Atletico Madrid have been in fine form and they're doing very well. Okay, even the last time they met, Salzburg won by 1-0 from home. But in this very encounter, we'll give it to Atletico Madrid, who will be looking to bounce back, and we expect to see their away side dominating this very encounter. It is a away side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very encounter. Okay, and the next game we have is in the Champions League again. We'll have the FC Barcelona coming up against Atalanta. Okay, in this encounter, we see Barcelona in the last 6 have seen 5 victories and also 1 draw. And Atalanta, on the other hand, have had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Barcelona in the last 10 home games have seen 7 victories, but have lost 3 matches in the last 10 home matches. And away side, on the other hand, Atalanta have managed to achieve 7 victories in the last 10 away games. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss. And they've not been there's no head-to-head results for both sides, and this happened to be the first time they're meeting in recent times. And we expected Barcelona, who has done so very well. We saw them scoring a lot of goals against Valencia, 7 goals, and also have 5 goals against Betis, and also we saw them beating the likes of Madrid by 5-2. So it's a very informed Barcelona side that we have here, and we expect to see Barcelona, who will be playing from home, to dominate the day and actually win this very encounter. It is the home side to win. That's what we expect for that very game. And the next game that we have is also in Champions League. We'll have Aston Villa, who will be facing Celtic. And looking at that, Aston Villa in the last 6, they've seen 3 wins and also 2 draws and 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had so far. And we side Celtic have had to achieve 5 victories and also 1 draw in the last 6 games that they had so far. Looking at how these 2 teams have performed on one away basis, you see that for the home side, Aston Villa, they've had 5 victories and 4 draws and 1 loss in the last 10 home matches. And away side, Celtic have managed to achieve 5 victories, also 4 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 10 away games. All right, when you look closely, you could see that Aston Villa is a team that scores so very well. We saw them in the last 5 home matches, scoring 2 goals in 4 games out of the last 5 home games that they had so far. Even against the likes of Manchester City, they were able to score 2 goals. And also looking closely, you can also see that the last 10 matches that they had from home have produced over 2.5, 7 times out of 10. And Celtic also have seen a very, very similar situation also. Noting the fact that the last 3 away games that they had saw them, scoring and as well as conceding lots of goals. And They have actually produced over 2.5 6 times out of the last 10 away matches. Okay, putting all that together, we expect to see goals coming up in this very encounter, and it is over 2.5. That's what we expect for this very encounter. And the next that we have for you, also in Champions League, in Girona facing Arsenal, and Girona have had 2 victories and 4 losses in the last 6 recent matches that they have so far. And Arsenal, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 3 victories, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And looking closely at how the teams fared on home and away basis, you can see that playing from home, Girona have actually won 5 matches in the last 10 home games that they have so far. They've also lost 5 as well. We saw them losing out to Sevilla in the last home game that they had. Sevilla beating them from away by 2-1. And also looking at Arsenal, in the last 10 away games for Arsenal, have seen them winning 5 out of those. And they've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 away matches for Arsenal FC. All right, then. When we put all that together, we know that Arsenal is a stronger side, in terms of quality, and we expect to see Arsenal side, away side, to take out the victory in this very one. It is away side to win outrightly. That's what we expect for that very game. And that takes us to the next. Also in the UEFA Champions League, we'll have Manchester City, who will be coming up against Club Brugge. Okay, this game is a must win for Manchester City to qualify, and they're looking at Man City. They've actually won 4 games in the last 6 matches. They've had 1 draw as well as 1 loss, and Club Brugge, on the other hand, have won 4 games, drawing 2 in the last 6 matches that they have so far. Looking at recent games of Manchester City, they've actually won, from home. They've actually won 6 matches. They had 2 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home matches that they have so far. And the Club Brugge, on the other hand, have done so very well, winning 6 games in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss. And this very encounter is actually more important to Manchester City, the home side, and they'll be looking to do everything to take out the points in this very encounter. And we expect to see the home side, Manchester City, to win outrightly. That's about it for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next game, also in UEFA Champions League. This happened to be the last for today. It is Borussia Dortmund who will be up against Shakhtar Donetsk. And Dortmund haven't done so very well in recent times, seeing that in the last 6 games that they had, they've been able to manage just 1 victory and 1 draw, but they've also lost 4 matches. And Shakhtar Donetsk have won 3 games in the last 6. They've also had 1 draw as well as 2 losses in the last 6 games. And looking at how these 2 teams have fared on the home and away basis, you can see that for the home side, Borussia Dortmund have had 5 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses. But when you look at the score line for Borussia Dortmund, I've actually seen lots of goals. 8 times, actually 7 times out of 10, they have produced over 2.5, and the last 4 home games for them have actually seen lots of goals. All right, and when you look at Shakhtar Donetsk, on the other hand, that they've won 3 matches. They've also had 3 draws and 4 losses in the last 10 away games. Okay, and we saw them doing so very well against Ludogorets, in the last Champions League match where they beat Ludogorets from away on that occasion by 4-0. That tells you Shakhtar Donetsk scores a lot of goals if playing from away. And when we put all that together, also noting the fact that Borussia Dortmund will be needing to score as well in this very encounter, and we'll put all that together. We expect to see goals appearing in this very one. And our verdict actually for this very game is actually an over 2.5, minimum of 3 goals appearing in this very encounter. All right, that's what we expect for that very game. And that concludes our predictions for you today on BetCraft. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope that you get goals win. Also, remember to play responsibly. I always say that it's speculations that we have based on statistics that we have on ground. All right, there's no absolute prediction anywhere. I keep saying that. All right. Also, do not put all your fortune in betting. Just play with what you can afford to lose. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our predictions right on this very channel. Do not miss out. Until that time, keep winning.